What's up, Bonnie Gang? It's your girls Amaya, and I'm back again with another video. So today we're going to be doing a tutorial on how to do small traditional box braids. So if you're new to this channel, please make sure you subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and comment how helpful this video was to you. Okay, so let's get into this video. So as you can see, we are separating the hair, making sure that each strand of hair is the same size and all of that good stuff. Okay, next we're going to be parting our hair from ear to ear. This is helpful because it can help you know how many parts and rows you're going to have in the back. So since we are doing small, we're going to have about 3 rows in the back. Sometimes you can do 4. It just really depends on the person's head and how big you are doing the size of the braids, period. So yeah. As you can see, that's when I decided that it was going to be 3 and not 2. 2 rows would have been too big, and 3 rows just is the perfect amount, especially for how her hairline is. It worked really well. So next we are going to be sectioning the rows. So we have our row already sectioned off. Now we're just putting a little bit of gel on it just to clean it up, make sure that the part is nice and crispy, because that is how I like my parts. Like, I'm very particular with my parts. So that's it. You don't want to use too much gel because that's just not the look we're going for. So you just need a right amount of gel to make sure that it is parted correctly. Use clips to make sure all the extra pieces that you are not going to be putting in the braid is put up, and then you start sectioning off the parts where you are going to be doing the actual box braid. Sometimes I like to go in and see if I did that one part, if I did it too big or too small, so I see, okay, if I was to do 3 more braids after this, how would it look? And that's basically what I did when I just rough drafted and see how many parts I was going to be able to get away with in that row. So again, you don't want to use too much gel. You just want to use the right amount to make sure that everything looks nice and slick. But everything else, it needs to be based on how well you can grip the hair. You do not want to rely on gel to make sure that your braid is quote unquote tight, because it's not. Oh, I cannot stress that enough. That is not the look we are going for, okay? So as you can see, we're going to separate the hair into 2, and then we're going to take our braiding hair and separate 1 strand of hair into 2 pieces as well. And then you're just going to twist that 2 to 3 times. You can do it a little bit more if you want, but not too much. You don't want it to be long. You just want it to be enough to be secure. And separate it from the other strand. And then once you do, you can just line up the 2 pieces that you separated with the part that you put on her head. So the 2 strands of hair that you have on her head with the braiding hair, match it up, and then just start braiding. And that is the easiest way that you can start off a box braid, in my opinion. I will give a slower and more detailed tutorial throughout the video. Okay, so we have about 3 rows. All the ear to ear is done. So that's all I'm showing you guys there. Okay, so next, what I mean by side, middle, or part. So first you want to part on the side, so you want to have your sides, and then you want to, after you separate that part, you want to make sure she has either her side part or her middle part already defined, so that way you know how many rows it is from the part that you did on the side to the either the side or the middle part that she wants, or whoever wants for their hair. So throughout this clip, you're going to see how first when I part it looks straight, but then once you put a little bit more not tension, what's the right word for it, if you were to separate it as if you're braiding it, so I mean, yeah, it is basically tension. So I put her hair in a ponytail because it's like she has like a movable scalp, if that makes sense. So my braiders know what I'm talking about. So when you part it, it's gonna look straight, but you need to make sure that you take both sides, so the part that you already parted and then the top part, to make sure that it is still straight, because if not, your part will be crooked by the time you start braiding and you do the rest of the braids. The part will be crooked, which I don't know why scalps do that, but my sister has the same exact scalp. That's the only reason why I know how to do hair on scalps that move like that. But yeah, and it helps a lot with the gel as well. You don't want to put too much. I'm gonna keep saying that. You do not want to put too much, just enough to make sure that the part looks straight and that it has the tension from both sides. Huh? You gonna go get some tea? Oh, okay. See you later. Can you close the door, Si? Oh, okay. He told me to wait a second, y'all. That's Messiah. He just be talking now. But as you can see, I got the part to be very straight than what we started off with, and then on top of that, that's how the part is going to be, because one, we have the, I don't want to keep saying tension, but we have the how it will feel if both sides are already braided. That's how the part is gonna be, because I don't know, I need another word for that. And then boom, period, you got your part all straight and all of that good stuff. Okay, here comes the good part, the up close tutorial on how to start the braid. So you want to go through comb it, and then you're going to section your part off. And after you get your part all nice and crispy and the right size, then you are going to take, or what did I do next? Hold on, I'm going too fast. Like, girl, relax. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to get this information out. Like, I'm just trying to get it to y'all. Okay, come on, Z. Like, you still partying. I'm really a perfectionist. Like, I don't know. I'm just not about to let nobody walk. You're not about to say you got your hair done by me and your hair looking toe up. Because I didn't do that. That was not me. That wasn't me. I'm sorry. Just to let you know, I didn't do that work. That's not me. They're trying to get. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. This is what you do. Like I said before, you take your piece of hair. You're gonna start off with 2 strands. You're gonna take 1 strand of the hair and separate it into 2, creating 3 strands in total. You're just gonna twist it enough to make sure that it is secure. You're gonna take those 2 strands that you separated, and you're going to place them on top of the 2 pieces of the strand she got on her head, right? And then you are going to grip on each side and then just start braiding. Like, I don't, that's as simple as it's gonna get, y'all. Like, I don't know what else y'all want me to say. That's it. Like, that's how easy it is. It's really not that hard. It's gonna take a little bit of practice, because you're not gonna get it on your first try. Maybe you might not. I don't know. But if you don't, just keep trying. That is literally the easiest way that you can start off a box braid. Okay? Period. That's it, and that's all. Like, free game, I'm telling y'all now. And I braid under, so whenever I start the braid, I always have them have their hair down, because if it's up, I'm not going to be able to grip it the way that I want. So I always tell them to put their head down, and then as I get a little bit further down the braid, I just tell them to lean their head back, and that way I can braid under. Because I think I probably started, do I start it over? No, I don't start it over. I don't know. I think I started under too, but it's just easy to braid under when their head is back and it's not down, because it kind of hurts your wrist. But yeah, so you just go on. I'm just gonna finish that. Well, I don't finish the whole braid out on the camera, but finish the braid down, and then boom, you have your braid. I always take the top of the braid, because you don't want to pull her hair, so you just take the top of the braid, you squeeze it really tight, and then you just run your fingers down the entire braid, just to make sure that it is smooth and it's like not lumpy. Because if anything got a lump in it, which I would have caught already, but it just give it that, I don't know, make it real smooth. So now I was struggling to put out that thing, because I use it a lot, the mousse. Why am I talking like this? Get it together. Okay, so I put mousse inside of the boiling water, and then I dipped her hair, which it made it a lot easier to just go through it and dip it once without having to like repeat dipping it and then have to deal with like matting, because sometimes braiding hair gets matting when you dip it, because it is synthetic hair. So it just made it easier to not have to go through re-dipping it so many times. It just give it that one dip look, and then overall it was good. So I like to dip the towel inside the boiling water, and sometimes I put it like at the top of the head, like on the scalp, to lay it down if there's like flyaways that I don't want to cut, just in case it is their hair. We didn't really have that problem this time, so I didn't need to do it. I just did it for her ends, just to make sure that they had the proper heat on them, to make sure that they stay straight, and then as well as making sure that they weren't really super wet and dripping everywhere. So for this part, I like to moisturize their hair with the mousse and oil as well. So instead of like oiling their scalp individually and then doing it separate, you can just do it together. I don't know, this is a little hack I like to do. Saves time. It's the same work getting done. You just put the mousse in your hand, and then you put the oil on top, and then you just run that through their hair, because you don't want to just put gel in their hair and that's it. You need to make sure that their hair is moisturized, and it also gives them a nice and shiny look, as well as taking care of their hair and their scalp. One of the steps that I like to do, sometimes you can ask them if they like their hair to have this in it, but sometimes I put hairspray in it, and it just gives it a really nice hold, really nice shine, just everything in general. And hairspray doesn't damage your hair at all, so it's not too much. And then I just put the mousse back on top so it doesn't dry out and look white. So it's still moisturized. It just, you know, shiny, nice, and moisturized. That's what you want on your hair, period. So you want to make sure that before you are done and you send your client off, that you finish off whatever you need to do, whether that's their edges, you know, cutting their ends on the braids, whatever that is. And then lastly, you want to make sure that you take your pictures. Okay, get into that look. Minimal edges, nice and clean. And there you have it, folks. That is how you do traditional box braids. You can do edges if you want to, whatever finishing touches you like to add on your client's hair, whether that's edges, jewels, trimming, whatever that is for you. I just know that this is the look that I did, and that is for me. Okay, so I really hope that this video helps on how to do traditional box braids. Let me know if you guys want any more future hair tutorial videos, and I will be sure to give them to you. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, join the Bonnie Gang. Bye.